Awareness Month. And as I said before, African American women make up only 7% of the US population, yet nearly one third, 31% of breast cancer diagnoses are women of African American descent or African American women. And I'm so happy to have ShantaQuilette Carter, who was inspired to become an advocate for the health care of women in 2015 when she lost her aunt and two of her friends to breast cancer. Like to bring her on. ShantaQuilette, how are you?
I'm well. Thank you for having me.
You are a brave soul, and thank you for taking on this challenge, particularly during this month. It's funny how, we've got so many. We talked earlier about the virus, right? COVID-19, and how our community just seems to not be as healthy as we should be. And here we are having preventable diseases like, well, breast cancer may not be preventable, but it's the deaths are preventable, correct? If
Th-
they're detected early. So let's talk about, why you did this. We talked about your family members. What motivated you to start your program, the Peppermint Project?
Yes, in 2015, I lost my aunt and two of my close friends. I lost my aunt and my friend 3 days apart of breast cancer. And I also had another friend, Shamika, that was actually battling at the time. And I saw the debilitating effects of breast cancer. So I had a front row seat of everything that was going on in their life. And it was heartbreaking. And
Can you just share? I hate to interrupt you, but the average ages of those individuals.
so Stacy, Kanisha, and Shamika were all under 40 when they were diagnosed. They all passed away before the age of 40. So, and my aunt was 70 years old at the time that she was diagnosed, and she was diagnosed at stage 4 in October of 2014. March 2015, she was gone. And so she was someone who was very vibrant, had a very enduring spirit, and that just seemed to fade away during that time. And so I talked with them, and they talked to me about things that they felt like they needed, that the breast cancer community was missing. And so, me being a beauty advocate, a fashion advocate, I was like, what could I do to make these women feel better? And so one day I sent Shamika a package, and it was just some of my favorite things: lipstick, perfume. And she called me crying, and she was like, you know what? You should send this to everyone. You should be sending these packages to everyone. And at that time, it didn't really resonate with me, because at that time it was for her. But then when I lost all these individuals, I knew that I had to do something. And so I created Pink Peppermint Project based off of my aunt's enduring spirit. She had these pink, I don't know if you remember the pink and green peppermint soft mints that you used to get at Christmas, but she used to have them in our home. And as kids, we looked forward to those pink peppermints. They just they lifted up our spirit, brought smiles to our faces. And so that's what I wanted to emulate when I created Pink Peppermint Project. We want women to feel like they are loved. We want them to know they're loved, and that we're with them through every step of the journey. So we created GlamCon to do that, to give women a day, even if it's just one day, to look good, feel good, and get through those, and help them get through those muddy waters of survivorship.
So how can, because I'm sure that there are a lot of folks right now who are have family members or friends who are dealing with breast cancer. How can they connect with you
Yes, they can go.
or the Peppermint Project?
Yes, ma'am. They can go on our website at www.peppermintcares.org. They can order a Pick with Love box. The only thing is shipping and handling. The box is free. It has so many amazing goodies inside the box. We have a partnership with God Cosmetics, and they help us facilitate this mission to make women look and feel good. We also, there are services that we don't provide, but we do have an outreach service on our website. So if you're looking for financial assistance, transportation, food, or anything, you can find other organizations across the U.S. that will service their need.
Lastly, is what is the biggest thing you've learned from having an aunt and friends, and now people that you associate with through the Peppermint Project about breast cancer? I'm sure early detection might be one, but is there anything else?
Yes, being very proactive in your health. You know, that's one thing, and being able to advocate for yourself. I know as Black women, sometimes we go unheard. I'm a stroke, heart attack survivor, so I can really talk about that missing part of when you go to the healthcare provider and you tell them that something's going on and they dismiss it. So, one of my friends, she actually went to the doctor several times. Several times they diagnosed her with lupus. She didn't have lupus, she had stage 4 breast cancer, and now she is still fighting for her life. So, if one doctor tells you no, go to another doctor, but listen to your body and know your body. That's one of the most important things. I hear so many women that say, they get diagnosed in late stages either because of the doctors or because they're not conscious of what's going on with their body. So that's one of the things is advocating for yourself and being very proactive in your health.
I muted myself. Sorry about that. But I'm amazed at how a tragedy has become sort of a calling for you,
Yes, ma'am.
and not only for you, but it helps helping so many other women to help so many other women, and fathers and sons and what have you. You know what we can do to make someone smile during this time of crisis,
And we have a
and that's a whole nother conversation about your attack I mean, but we might talk about that again later. You were ready to add something before we close.
Yes, yes, we do have a caregiver program as well. So not only do we service survivors and patients, we service caregivers. So we have husbands come to our programs to talk about what they're going through because they're a missing element. They always, they're there standing by their wives, taking care of their wives, and they're going through the same thing emotionally. So we make sure that we nurture them as well because they need it a lot.
So lastly, can you just give your website again?
Yes, so it's www.pinkpeppermintcares.org, and if you wanna register for GlamCon, you can go to www.glamconevents.org.
ShantaQuilette, thank you so much for being with us and for sharing this great program. And we wish you much success. And keep doing what you're doing.
We appreciate it. Thank you, ladies. You have a wonderful
All righty. You too. You too.